Alright, hi chat, hi stream.
Hi, chat, I stream.
Sorry for the
Hi,
late
chat. Hi,
start.
stream.
Yeah, you can blame it all on me. I was making ramen.
You had a hungry person. Um, so switches over soon. Oh my gosh, okay. Okay, just needed to make sure that was working. Okay, so today we're doing a funny new thing that we have not done before. Which is reading silly Reddit stories. And I hope all the
Woo!
audio stuff is working.
Things sounded fine before I muted.
But I'll go ahead and share the screen with you guys so you can follow along, but I wanted to keep the visuals of the stream pretty simple. But we're gonna be reading funny Reddit stories today. And I figured it would be fun to do holiday stories.
Woo!
Woo!
Merry Christmas!
Merry Christmas.
Happy holidays!
Happy holidays. And happy New Year.
New Year.
Yar yar.
Nar yar.
Yard sard.
Happy yard sard.
Happy yard sard. Okay. So
Shit.
you good?
I'm trying to get my spicy sauce onto my noodles and I got it on my hands instead.
Spicy hands.
Spicy hands now. Spicy hands instead of spicy noodles.
Okay. So we're gonna start with one of the earlier holidays of the holiday season, and we are starting with Thanksgiving. So our first...
I'm thankful for friends.
I'm thankful for that also.
Whoa, copycat.
I'm grateful for your friends too.
Emily, what are you thankful for?
I'm grateful for my friends. Fuck.
I started off too strong.
You took all the good ones.
The only good one.
Well, what else is there to be grateful for nowadays?
In this bitch of a world.
I'm grateful that Asus is taking over making RAM. Since Nvidia
I'm thankful for my little puppies.
Yeah, well, mine's being a bastard, so I'm not very thankful for her right now.
Oh my god.
So this first story comes from the subreddit Am I the Asshole? It's the most famous one. Everyone knows this one. This story specifically is from 4 years ago. So I, 30-year-old lady, met my boyfriend, also 30, 3 years ago. Before me, he was together with his high school sweetheart. They fell out of love and broke up. A year later, we started dating. His mom, however, was still heartbroken about it. I was very understanding and thought she needed time to get to know me. The ex basically grew up with them and they saw her as part of the family. For the first year of my relationship, his mom would call me ex's name until boyfriend got angry once and told her to be nice. She laughed it off and said it was just a habit. After that, she started calling me the wrong name, example being Janet instead of Jenny, the names being fictional for the purpose of being a Reddit post. I corrected her a couple of times, but she seemed to like hurting me, so I ignored it later. My boyfriend has 2 sisters, and a couple of weeks before Thanksgiving, we were invited to a barbecue at the older sister's house. I was in the kitchen with my boyfriend's mom, the sisters, and one of their husbands. The older sister then talked about how my boyfriend praised my cooking to her husband, and the mom was listening. She then said out loud, "Sure, why don't we let Janet make the turkey this year?" The sisters giggled and looked at each other, and I said, "That's a great idea." I didn't tell my boyfriend what happened. On Thanksgiving, we went to his mom's house with the usual wine and dessert. She was shocked. Everybody was shocked. I said, "What? I thought Janet was bringing the turkey." There was yelling, crying, and then we got kicked out. My boyfriend is so angry with me, he hasn't talked to me since. I think it's over, to be honest, but I don't think I did anything wrong. Did I?
No.
Yeah,
Dude.
fuck that family. What the fuck?
Honestly, you're saving yourself. Like, if your boyfriend already hasn't really been standing up for you, it took, like, what, a year before he stood up for you being called the ex's name? And then, like, for it to still, like, keep going on as being, like, Janet instead of Jenny, and him not speaking up that entire time.
Yeah, I'd
Like,
also, there's an issue there where, like, I mean, at least, like, according to her, it's clear that the mother, the boyfriend's mom, is just, like, outright enjoying, like, being a jerk.
like, you can have, like, a healthy relationship and have horrible in-laws, but, like, if your relationship isn't gonna stand up for you against said in-laws, like, it's not worth the relationship.
So,
Yeah.
it's also crazy to me because, like, I am the one with the bad parents that are my partner's in-laws. Like, my partner is the one who has very bad in-laws. And we know what kind of people they are. They still have never to my partner's face done anything like this. They probably do, like, but that's the thing, right? Is that if they did, I would put the smack down on them so fast.
Yeah, so it's just like, I don't know, we could be wrong, and like she could be not mentioning it, but like I feel like since she mentioned it earlier in the story that it took like a year for him to snap at his mom to be like, she's not X.
It's also kind of weird to me that they, because it's like, it's not like people don't end up with like their high school sweethearts or like people they dated as like teenagers. It's not like that doesn't happen. But it's kind of weird to like I feel like it working out isn't the norm. It's not the expectation.
Yeah.
I love her being like, "I think it's over."
Just like a casual, yeah, I think it's over.
Okay, she was ruled to not be the asshole, obviously. Oh, okay. So there update. I had to get this from the Wayback Machine because this was not available on Reddit. I don't know how to start. Yeah, the usual, like, I didn't expect this to blow up. Thanksgiving is usually held at mother-in-law's or the oldest daughter's, who is 2 years older than her and her boyfriend, because they have the biggest dining rooms. It's usually the same people bringing the same dishes, and it's been like this for years. Mother-in-law's in charge of the turkey, my boyfriend the dessert, etc. I don't know if they call each other to check up. I have been to one before with boyfriend, and we brought dessert. Mother-in-law and I have no direct contact. If you see my text conversation with her, it looks like I'm that creep that slides into your DM every now and again with a hi, except I send congratulations on birthdays or holidays, greetings, whatever, etc. She never talked to or about me, not even with boyfriend, and even if I was in the same room as her, she would talk about me in the third person. That's weird. At the barbecue, her main issue was that sister-in-law and her boyfriend were discussing my cooking in a positive way, saying that they wanted me to invite them to dinner sometime. A mother-in-law got triggered, and that started what went down. So even if it sounded weird for many here, it wasn't really if you know her. At Thanksgiving, only the ones knowing about Janet understood what was going on. The sister-in-laws, father-in-law, etc. The rest were just confused and horrified. My boyfriend was very confused and angry with his mom for wanting to kick me out and told her he was leaving too. I live 5 minutes drive from mother-in-law. That was all the time I had to explain. He got really pissed, so he dropped me off and drove away. I have no idea what he did afterwards, nor how the rest of his family celebrated. I ordered in and watched The Wheel of Time. Okay, queen. I texted him and apologizing both that same night and the next day, and tried calling over the weekend without success. The update. Yesterday I was at a party that both boyfriend and I had planned to go to pre-war. He showed up and he hugged and kissed me and we spent the evening together. He asked me if we could go to my place afterwards to talk and I agreed. He told me that he wasn't mad about what I did, but about the fact that I didn't tell him and he looked like an idiot because of it. I apologized again. I told him that I don't think that I could or want to make amends with mother-in-law ever, and that I'm not sure if that's what I want for my future. She is a great-grandmother to sister-in-law's children, but would she be the same with ours when she obviously does not and will not like me? I also told him that I can't be with someone who would ghost me for 2 to 3 weeks when he's angry with me. So we broke up. I am sad because I love him very, very, very much. But...
Oh, hi, Kim.
Oh.
Hello.
Hello.
All right.
But this is probably the best in the long run. Many will say mother-in-law won, but I was never in competition with her. She can think she won because I don't care, and at least now she will start using my name when addressing boyfriend's next girl. She'll probably still just call her the original ex. Damn, at least she's not with this guy anymore.
Yeah, no, for real. Because I was gonna say, like,
Good for
if she
her.
like stayed with him after like him getting pissed off and driving away and not talking to her for a few days, like she said 2 to 3 weeks, which is even like more than like
That's
she
crazy.
gave off. Yeah, like I would be like 2 to 3 days is like still like I'm breaking up with you kind of a point.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
2 to 3 weeks is extreme.
yeah, you can't. I mean, mind you, they didn't even get into a fight.
Yeah.
Like, also, that's crazy work on his part to get upset with her over what his family did.
Yeah, like I understand being like, oh, you shouldn't have had to deal with that alone, and I wish you told me. But for him to be like upset, being like, oh, you didn't tell me, fuck you.
Well, because remember, he wasn't upset that his mom was mean to his girlfriend. He was upset that his girlfriend had the audacity to embarrass him in front of his shitty family.
Yeah.
Oh, babe, you embarrassed me. Oh, babe.
Babe, you embarrassed me in front of my family that are actively trying to embarrass you.
That's the vibe I got.
Frankly,
You guys
what she
wanna
did
hear
was
my-
just malicious compliance.
I know, it was really funny.
The
I think it
mother-in-law
was really
said,
funny.
Janet can make the turkey this year. And the girlfriend said, yeah, man, whoever Janet is, I sure hope she makes a good turkey.
It was pretty funny.
It was pretty funny. Honestly, kind of a baller move. Okay, the next story is also Thanksgiving themed. This one's only from a month ago. It was also on Am I the Asshole? Would I be the asshole for refusing to bring $100 minimum to Thanksgiving? What are we thinking? What are we thinking off the bat?
What
Why
does that
the
mean?
fuck
Probably
would
not.
you bring $100? Like, what? Yeah, like, what are you guys celebrating Christmas early? Like, wait.
Is this a fucking like Thanksgiving thing that I'm not aware of?
No.
Like there a minimum? Okay. So this is a weird thing. I'm understanding now.
Yes,
I'm getting
this
it.
it's giving it's not giving thanks is what it's doing. It's giving like there's like people out there who this isn't strictly for any specific holiday or something, but there are people out there who when they host an event, they expect compensation.
I've never fucking heard of that ever in my life.
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
that's weird.
Like it's like, you know, those people who like when they get married, they expect people to show up with like strictly cash as like presents or something. Or there's people who are like,
Oh, that makes sense.
does it?
Yeah, I think that makes sense because I would definitely understand like having like in the case of a wedding, like
Yeah,
specifically,
that's
I mean.
a more reasonable example, but there's like
Yeah.
I mean, it's one thing if you supply all the food and drink and everything, and like you just kind of
Can
have
you
people
guys
like
come to my birthday party and then give me $50 for coming to my birthday party?
like
If the $50 is the gift, sure.
Oh, no, that's not the gift. You just need to give me $50
It's an entry
and
fee.
In addition to
If
it.
I have to give you $50 and a gift, fuck you, die.
this is the bouncer fee to get into my house because my house is the club now. I've definitely seen it before. It's pretty common in my family for family events to be like professionally catered. So whenever that happens, it's not unusual for like the adults in my family to like pitch in and help cover the catering, but it's usually never more than like about that.
Yeah, that feels like that's an agreement you make. It
Also,
feels
I'm like thriving for like $100 minimum. What does that mean?
What does that
Okay.
mean? Like, is it like a platter or something they gotta bring that's $100 minimum?
I don't know.
Whatever, we'll find out.
So, would I be the asshole for refusing to bring $100 minimum to Thanksgiving? My family and I celebrate Thanksgiving every year with my siblings, parents, and their kids. Roughly 20 to 25 people, including the kids. My family is only 2 people with 1 6-month-old baby. So we're talking the OP, their partner, and their baby child.
Mm-hmm.
In the group chat, it was decided that my nephew would cook meat since he bought a grill. He also told us that we could bring the sides. He chose to spend $300 on meat. I messaged in the group chat that we would bring mashed potatoes. My sister responded that every family has to bring $100 worth of food minimum or help my nephew pay for the meat. Sorry, I'm blanking because $100 worth of mashed potatoes is an ungodly amount of mashed potatoes.
Probably why the
Like,
sister
she's like,
chimed in,
something
being
else.
like, you need to bring in more food than just mashed potatoes.
But like a single like bag of potatoes is like $1. You need to bring enough
like
mashed potatoes to feed all of Whoville.
Also, like $100 worth of meat per person is kind of fucking crazy.
I'm not totally against the idea of bringing that much food, but just the way it was presented and the fact it wasn't agreed to beforehand makes me upset. The following day in our group chat, my sister said, Option 1, bring food enough for everyone, not just yourself. Option 2, help Thomas pay for meat, $100 per family. Option 3, help Dad pay water bill, $200 a family. Choose wisely. Upset, I responded with option 4, don't show up.
That's pretty funny.
That's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's crazy to be like, bring enough food for everyone, not just yourself, and
Okay.
expect like mashed potatoes
Hold
to be
on.
enough for only.
Hold on.
not
Hold on.
for everyone.
One single serving of mashed potatoes.
We're skipping over the fact. I'm sorry. Help Dad pay the water bill is crazy work. What do you
What
mean
does that
pay
have
the
to do
water
with anything?
bill? Yeah, pay my utilities if you're gonna come to Thanksgiving.
That's some other fucking beef that they got running.
The beef they got running is like their water, apparently, for that bill.
OP took a really really long shower at their place one time, and they're like, you got to be contributing to the bill.
Am I being an asshole if I don't show up at all in protest to this $100 minimum rule? Update, I'm a teacher, and she posted a picture of my salary she found online to shame me in the group chat. Definitely not
What?
going now.
Okay, so OP's sister is crazy. OP's sister has problems. Is I think the thing.
OP's
I think
sister's problem is that she's a bitch.
I think the real solution here is don't spend $300 on meat to begin with without clearing with your family if they're going to contribute to it.
No one made Thomas do that. Thomas just went and did that all by himself.
Thomas, what's your problem, bro?
Thomas isn't even the one inflicting this rule. It's the sister.
Yeah, it's the sister.
Like, is
It's
Thomas
his mom
like
that's
her
fucking,
kid?
like,
Yes, it said that
enforcing the rule.
Thomas is the OP's nephew, and the person is her sister.
I don't know. I think I'm just used to having a big family, so I'm like, it could be like a different nephew.
I feel like that would be weird. Like, I feel like nobody gets defensive over somebody like this other than, like, their weird mom.
That's fair.
I feel like
That's
Thomas's aunt wouldn't be like, how dare you make Thomas pay for this that he did on his own accord. Like, the entitlement I feel from the sister definitely seems like it's coming from that being her kid. Also, possibility, what if the money that the nephew spent on the meat was his mom's money? So what if, like, the sister's trying to be reimbursed, like, directly for money that, like, Thomas took to buy this meat?
That'd be really fucking funny.
That's just a theory. A Reddit
She's
theory.
making it. If that's the case, she's making it everyone else's problem when really it should just be between you and your kid, because your kid fucked up using your money for that.
Also, I don't understand, like, it's really weird to me when, like, somebody's being an asshole in a family, and then, like, when they're called out on it, they go scorched earth. What do you mean you put her salary in the group chat?
Yeah.
Also, like, I feel like that's kind of like a weird reverse Uno card. Because it's like, you know that your sister's a teacher, and you know that she doesn't make money, but you're demanding that she brings you $100.
That's fucking... It's just weird. It's just a weird fucking thing. Like, I don't get it.
Well, she was ruled to not be the asshole.
Well, yeah, obviously.
Well, it's also, okay, so she's a teacher, and bringing back again the fact that she has a 6-month-old baby, so that likely means that she, like, is just getting into the workforce again.
Yeah.
So she hasn't,
I mean,
mind you, in America, we don't really have paid maternity.
She also said, like, she wouldn't have had this much of a problem if it was, like, discussed and agreed upon beforehand.
Yeah, it would have been, like,
just,
absolutely
sprung
fine.
upon her.
Yeah, because the sister absolutely could have and should have been like, hey...
Thomas is an idiot, can you help out?
Yeah, it could have been like, hey, we overdid it, or, like, there's nothing wrong with being like, hey, like, is anybody open to helping pitch in or whatever? Like, they were already gonna bring food. Also, her thing of, like, bring enough for everyone and not just yourself. You know how everyone just brings bento boxes for Christmas and Thanksgiving?
Yeah, that's a weird the point to make.
Yeah, I don't know. All right, story 3.
Crazy work.
Step monster tried to kidnap me and my sister for Christmas.
What? Hmm?
This is from the subreddit entitled Parents from 3 years ago. This happened in 2009 when I was 15 and my sister was 11. I honestly don't remember it well. I had to call my mother to fill me in on some details and it helped a little. My parents got divorced when I was 10. My mother got primary custody, but we stayed with my father for about 3 days a week, sometimes more. They took turns celebrating the holidays with us. We'd spend them with one parent in 1 year and then the other one the next. In March 2009, my father and his then-girlfriend, Molly, broke up after he confessed to cheating with the woman that eventually became stepmother. I don't know why you had to bring up Molly by name unless she's going to be relevant again. Years later, I found out that affair had been going on for almost 2 years by the time he told Molly. He introduced stepmom to us in May, on my birthday, actually. That's rough. You don't introduce a step-parent to a kid on their birthday, I feel.
Mm.
And they almost immediately announced their engagement. From that moment, she started trying to force us all to be a happy blended family, which usually meant forcing us to do everything she, or sometimes my stepbrother, wanted and pretending my mom wasn't in the picture. Stepmom and my dad started pushing her to leave us with them a lot more often than my parents had previously agreed, but she thankfully wouldn't budge. We started getting ready for the holidays in November, and stepmother started talking about a ski resort, a hotel, I don't know, it was 14 years ago, that she wanted to visit with us. It was a 3-hour car drive from where we lived and was clearly more suited for couples, younger children, or the elderly. Neither me or my sister actually wanted to go. Before we could say that, stepmother asked us when we'd be done with school so that she could book it for a 2-week trip during our winter break. I was happy to be the one to break it to her. We'd spent Christmas and New Year's Day with my father and Molly the year before, so it was my mom's turn to have us. My father and stepmother called my mother dozens of times trying to convince her to let them take us, insisting that stepmother was excited to spend Christmas with us and that the previous year's holidays didn't count because we'd spent them with Molly. My mom said no, as she'd already made plans and the subject was dropped for a few weeks. Then, on our last day of school before winter break, stepmom picked me and my sister up from our schools. That was fine, we were supposed to spend a couple days with my father before the holidays. What wasn't fine was that the moment we got into her car, stepmother said, "We're going to the ski resort, surprise!" She proceeded to tell us that they'd already packed our bags for us and that Dad would meet us there. I asked if my mom knew about this, and she said, sure, but I knew that was a lie. I also didn't believe her when she said we'd only be there a couple days and would be back before Christmas. I figured they'd booked the 2-week stay they wanted and would probably guilt trip us both into staying once their couple of days were up. I was terrified. I didn't have a phone. My mom thought I was still too young to have one. Didn't trust stepmother, and I could see my sister was even more scared. I told my stepmom we didn't want to go. She said, fine, let's just pick up stepbrother from school. We picked him up from school. Stepmother said, okay, now let's go to the resort. I said again that we didn't want to go. She said, fine, let's just find a gas station and fill up. This is like giving Goldilocks and the Three Bears if the Three Bears were like demons from hell. That pattern repeated itself about 6 times over the next hour. Every time I said we didn't want to go, stepmother would make an excuse and pretend to forget my plea. As we were about to leave town, my dad called stepmom. I heard them fight for a few minutes about something and then she hung up. Stepbrother asked her what happened, but she didn't answer. Then she said, I'm taking you kids to your mom's. She turned the car around and took us home. When we got there, my mom pulled us out of the car and screamed at stepmother to leave, which she did. My mom was hugging us and bawling as if she hadn't seen us in years. She didn't tell me the full story until a few days later. Basically, my mom called my dad in a panic because he'd never told her we'd gotten home, which he always did whenever he picked us up from school. He was hoping she wouldn't call until we were already at the resort. My father knew that lying would do more harm than good, so he told her their plans. He tried to spin it around as something my sister wanted, but my mother didn't buy it. She told him that if stepmother didn't take us back to her place, she'd call the police. My father and stepmother took my stepbrother to the resort. For a few months later, they bragged about all the fun they had and all the things my sister and I missed. Stepbrother later confided in me that he actually hated it. He barely saw his mom while they were there, and he spent Christmas mostly alone in their room. Stepmother called us both selfish for trying to, quote-unquote, ruin their holidays. My sister actually felt guilty for a while, and I had to reassure her. My mom didn't call the cops or press charges. At the time, she didn't know if what stepmother did would qualify as a crime, or if they'd actually help. She also feared that would ruin our relationship with our father, whom she was still trying to stay on amicable terms. Years later, she told me she regretted not calling anyone. And that's the story of how I got my first phone. For some reason, I really hate this story, so I avoid talking about it. This text was actually on my drafts for almost a week. It's far from the worst thing stepmother has ever done, but it still pisses me off. I admit writing it all down helped a little.
Oh my god.
I was about to be like, I wonder if the guy is still with her. If the dad is still with her. Because I was about to be like, I couldn't stay with somebody who kidnapped my kids. But then I was like, he was in on it.
He was in on
He was
it.
in on it.
He was
Yeah,
fully
it was
in
their
on
it was
it.
their plan.
He's fucking guilty as charged.
Well, statistically
That's
speaking,
fucking crazy.
when children go missing, the largest, like, one of the larger, like, scenarios, like, one of the more common scenarios is, one of the parents did the kidnapping.
Mm-hmm.
Fun fact.
Yeah, I don't think I have much to. I don't have much to say on that one. That one's fucking. That's crazy work, just in general. That's crazy fucking work.
So, there is more.
There's more? Oh, Joshua, there's more.
Oh, oh no.
Who's Joshua?
Oh, you've absolutely outdone yourself this time. Oh boy, oh boy.
I will say, it is a lot, so I don't know if we want to contend with the whole thing, but I had seen this comment when I was gathering these stories. It says, wow, what an itch bay. And your dad wasn't any better. How's your relationship with them now? And then the OP responded, we kept a relationship with my father and stepmother for years. This type of behavior continued throughout. My fiance and I got a restraining order against stepmother 2 months after she abused my 4-year-old brother-in-law. My dad took her side, so me and my sister are no contact with him. I posted about that too, but it's a long story. And then the commenter said, OMG, I didn't realize you were the same person. I read that story. There isn't a deep enough pit in hell for her. So I found the story from his posting history. And I know it's not holiday related, but it is a sequel of sorts. Entitled Stepmonster got herself banned from my wedding.
Mm.
So I don't know if you guys want me to go over that one real quick too.
I'm fine with it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So blah blah blah. All names are fake. Yada yada. Okay. So my stepmonster got herself banned from my wedding. My 28. So OP is a 28-year-old guy. And his stepmother is a 49-year-old woman. My stepmother is a wannabe party planner. She's taken it upon herself to plan and host every party and holiday my dad's family has thrown since she married him. I never loved those occasions growing up. She's controlling and gets upset if people complain about anything, but humored her for my dad's sake. According to him, this helps her to feel included. I'm getting married to my
Okay.
fiance, Jane, who's a 26-year-old woman, in July. We got engaged in early 2021, but Jane ended up getting pregnant a couple months after that, and we decided to postpone the wedding to focus on our son for a while. Congratulations, OP. So we've had a long engagement. My stepmother has tried to hijack our wedding plans from day one, complaining, contacting our planner, showing up unannounced to Jane's dress appointments, etc. And we have repeatedly asked her to stop. Dad wants us to humor her, but she's clearly resentful of the fact that she's not hosting the wedding or being labeled mother of the groom in invitations. Because you're not the mother. He has a mom.
He's still in contact with his mom.
God, you don't need to be the mother that stepped up. You need to be the mother that stepped aside. Besides our baby boy, we also have Luke, a 4-year-old boy, Jane's paternal half-brother. Okay, so this is the fiance's younger half-sibling. Okay. She got custody of him a few months into our relationship after his parents died. I ended up moving in with them during the pandemic and have been in Luke's life since he was a baby. He doesn't call me dad and refers to us as his sister and his... Oh, OP. So he calls his older sister his sister, and then calls OP his... Like, if his name was Jason, he'd be like, that's my Jason. But we love him like a son. Stepmother, though, hates Luke. Oh, we love a bitch who hates a little baby. She accuses Jane of baby trapping her way into the family. That accusation only got worse after our son was born. My dad gets along with Jane and adores the kids, but stepmother demands him to refuse babysitting Luke, so we don't leave the kids with them often. You mean you do it at all? Instead, Jane's brother and sister-in-law usually watch the kids for us, as their children are close to ours in age. We had a thing last Sunday, and my brother-in-law was out of town with his family. Jane's other siblings live in different cities, as well as my mom and sister. My dad agreed to babysit at our place, and we left. We came back to find both kids crying, step-monsters screaming, and Dad weakly trying to calm everyone down. Apparently, Luke had told stepmother that both he and our son were going to be our ring bearers, and she went ballistic. She screamed that she wasn't going to allow that because he wasn't family. She then made me need to include... okay. She also... Okay, does not explain what she did, but I'm assuming she got physical with him when he started crying. His lip is still split. Oh.
Jesus.
So my question to OP is, why is this woman alive still? I wouldn't ban her from the wedding. I'd ban her from being alive. I could not imagine hitting a kid over him being excited being his parents' ring bearer. That's crazy work. She'd never gotten to this point before. We immediately banned her from our house and from our wedding. Dad is fuming and has said he's not going without her. He's also convinced half of his side of the family, by severely downplaying what stepmother did, to boycott the wedding as well. This includes my stepbrother, who fully agrees with his mother no matter how many times I try to tell him the truth. Me and Jane are refusing to budge, but many of my cousins who aren't coming anymore are asking us to reconsider. Pretty much all of Jane's family agrees with us, but one of her aunts has suggested that maybe stepmother is acting out because she doesn't feel welcomed by my family. I've honestly had it with my family enabling her behavior. I love my dad and really want him at my wedding, but I am more than willing to go no contact if it means protecting my family. There's a couple edits here. I think I accidentally deleted the paragraph where I mentioned this, but we did press charges. We took Luke to the pediatrician the next day and gathered every piece of evidence we had. Not only did we have pictures of Luke's face, but by some miraculous strike of luck, we also had nanny cam footage. Some commenters were right to assume that my stepmother hadn't been invited to our house, but my dad hasn't really gone anywhere without her in years, so we took precautions. We didn't expect her to actually do anything this awful, but we've never trusted her with the kids. The physical attack happened off camera, but there's some footage of her screaming and Luke crying before and after the event. She now has a child abuse charge on her rap sheet. We wouldn't let her get away with this. Edit 2, there's a lot of additional info I want to add. I'll try to respond to some comments. But what I'll add for now is that Luke is okay. The visit to the pediatrician happened the day after. He already had a counselor. Jane was pretty traumatized when her dad and stepmom died and was worried it would rub off on him. And will continue treatment. We've been hugging and pampering him a little more than usual. He's still upset, but is doing better.
That's fucking crazy.
The way that stepmom would have to be catching these hands.
The fucking here's my thing is the way that the way that stepmom was like you're not family.
When you're
Meanwhile,
not family either.
It's like this fucking kid is blood related to the bride. Like, this is the little brother of the bride, and you're fucking you just married this guy's dad. Like, what the fuck do you mean you're not family? What the Jesus Christ.
But also, like, this woman needs to be institutionalized. Because, like, what do you mean a 4-year-old boy told you he was going to be the ring bearer in a wedding, and you punch him in the face?
Yeah.
Also, like, a lot of couples have kids who aren't their children be, like, the flower girl or ring bearer in their wedding. It's actually not super common for it to be their kid.
Yeah.
So was she just gonna go up to whatever random kid and deck them in the face?
Just fucking.
What the fuck?
Like, I'm like extra like weirded out, but I was the flower girl in my parents' wedding. Actually, pretty much same thing. That would be like if my dad's family like kicked me in the jaw when I told them I was going to be the flower girl. I was 4 too. This is just a gender bent version of what happened with me. But like my grandparents are good people, so they didn't split my face. I'm glad that they pressed charges, though.
Yeah, for sure.
But, like, okay, what I'm not getting is, like, the family members who are like, yeah, like, sure, there's literal, like, criminal record on her for doing this to you. But can't we let bygones be bygones and just let her be at your wedding?
It doesn't say when the court thing happened. So that could have happened after the wedding.
I mean, I'm sure that he would have made it clear that they, like, because when you go to press charges, like, for something like this, it's pretty common to do it, like, immediately.
Yeah.
There's also the fact that they took him to the doctor the next day. And pediatricians are mandated reporters. So if they hadn't done anything, the doctor would have had to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure.
The court thing just might have happened after the wedding.
Yeah, the actual charges might have come after the wedding, sure.
Yeah.
But like, my point being, why would you demand somebody invite a person to your wedding that you are actively pressing charges against?
Yeah, it's fucking crazy.
Yeah, I know this woman beat up your toddler, but would you please reconsider letting her? That's also crazy work on the dad's part. Cause like, what do you mean your wife beat up for what is all intents and purposes your grandson? And you're just chill with that?
Mm.
This beast of a woman beat up your grandson. So,
Jesus Christ.
there are more updates, but there's a lot of updates, if you can see. So I didn't think we wanted to go through all of that. If we want to hear more about the evil lady and what happens with her, I'm happy to read them, but if we want to move on to the next, like, actual story, we can do that as well.
I love drama.
We want to hear about the okay, rabbit hole
Yeah, fuck it.
time! Okay, update. Entitled Step Monster Got Herself Banned from My Wedding, Part 2. I want to thank anybody... Oh, here, I'm going to zoom in on this a bit. I want to thank everybody who took the time to blah, 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 blah. I'll start by saying that me and Jane are going no contact with my dad and stepmom. We haven't really spoken to either of them since the incident, and I don't plan on being the one to reach out. Fair. Any communication between us is being handled by my younger sister. I thought you were going to say lawyer. You should get a lawyer. She's completely on our side, but will remain in low contact for the time being. I've decided to adopt Jane's way of dealing with people she cares about. Forgive what's apologized for, but never forget. Basically, if dad or stepmom ever truly understand what they did wrong and sincerely apologize, we're willing to forgive them, even if begrudgingly so. Y'all are better people than me. I would not be even fucking around with this idea. But we will never ignore or let them forget what they did to our family. And for the time being, neither of them will be allowed near Luke, our baby, and any other kids we may have in the future, even if we do forgive them. As for the rest of my family, I read a lot of comments suggesting that I post pictures of Luke's face as well as the nanny cam footage. I'm not very active on social media, but even if I was, I'm not comfortable exposing my injured preschooler like that. Especially given that nothing on the internet ever truly goes away. I also decided not to share the pictures with my family unless truly necessary. I should probably mention that while my family adores my dad, most of them aren't very fond of stepmother. She had 2 failed marriages prior to meeting my father. Wonder why. The first one of which resulted in my stepbrother. And he cheated on his then girlfriend to be with her. My family loved that girlfriend and disliked stepmother right away. Not only has she been controlling and manipulative since the beginning, she's also tried to force her way into the family matriarch role by any means necessary, or possible. Taking over planning duties for every family event was her favorite way to do it, because of all the attention and compliments that came with it. The main reason why I hated these parties growing up is because she'd always find a way to make everything about her, including Christmas as well as mine and my sister's birthdays. The rest of the family felt neutral about it, but they never liked her. With Luke, it was different. Most of my relatives didn't meet him until COVID restrictions got looser, and by then he was 2 years old. He's a bright and genuinely lovable kid, and there weren't really any other small children in the family, so everyone immediately started cooing over him. The way I see it, stepmother got upset that Jane and Luke were accepted by my family so easily compared to her experience, and that's why she resents them both, but I can't confirm that. She was also mad that, aside from not being the planner, she would have absolutely no involvement in the wedding party. She tried to pressure us into letting her officiate. One of Jane's best friends was offered that role a year ago, making stepbrother my best man. He wasn't interested, and I'd already gotten my best friend. Or asking her sister's daughter to be our flower girl. We'd promised Jane's 3-year-old niece, also her sister's daughter's 15 and doesn't know us. She also tried to convince us to let my dad walk Jane down the aisle since her father's gone. But her eldest brother, the brother-in-law I mentioned in the first post, had already been enlisted. Stepmother was disappointed that my family wasn't as involved in the wedding as Jane's, and kept making comments about how that would never happen if we put her in charge. All of that being said, there is nothing that can excuse being that awful to a child, especially if it really is the petty jealousy that I suspect. Because I haven't spoken with my father, my sister has been keeping me updated on what he's been up to. As I found out through her, the story my dad and stepmom told the rest of the family completely erases Luke's injury and the abuse charges. It insinuates that me and Jane banned them because we got annoyed with stepmom and decided to take it out on my dad as well. Because most people already disliked stepmother, explaining what actually happened that night wasn't hard, and most of the relatives that I actually wanted at the wedding have apologized and are berating my dad as well. The people that didn't believe us, as well as those saying we overreacted, have been told they are not welcome in our home anymore. Those are mostly people from my dad's generation, so I can't say I'm surprised. But the realization that they are so biased they're willing to protect a woman they hate after she hurt a child just to make my dad happy has reassured me that I don't need any of them in my life. Stepbrother's still in denial. He refuses to believe his mother could hurt a child, even with all the evidence we have. I have to admit I understand. I love my mom too, but that doesn't mean I'd excuse his obliviousness. So he's banned too. Fuck it. It sucks because we were close growing up, but I don't regret it. Besides, Jane has 3 other siblings besides Luke, the older brother-in-law, a twin brother, and a younger sister, and I'm closer to them than I ever was to my stepbrother. Speaking of Jane's family, they're all furious over what happened. I wonder why, and have been extremely supportive of us. Jane's maternal family basically adopted Luke after she got custody of him, and have frequently called to make sure he's okay. We did manage to save some money with everyone we uninvited, and we've decided to use it to help Jane's cousin. She lives in a different country and was previously unable to go to the wedding, so we're paying for her plane ticket. Hey, trim the fat and bring in a person who actually wants to be there. Luke has gotten much better and is almost completely back to being the sunny child he's always been. The split lip was shallow, it's healing slowly, but it didn't require any stitches. We sat him down a few days ago and explained that my dad and stepmother wouldn't be around anymore. He really liked my dad, but understands that he and stepmother are attached at the hip. He's clearly scared of her, but we're doing our best to make him feel safe. Me and Jane have reassured him that he is family, we love him, and no one will ever change that. I'm not too worried about dad or stepmom trying to show up at the wedding, but we've alerted the venue and given them pictures in case they try anything. Better be safe than sorry. Some people brought attention to the fact that stepmom is a hypocrite for saying Luke isn't family. I agree for obvious reasons. Her main excuse for pretty much everything she does is that she doesn't feel like my family welcomes her. I don't feel like you guys are welcoming to me, so I'm gonna beat up a 4-year-old.
That'll show you.
That'll make you
They'll
like
surely
me.
accept me now.
The way he continues to make excuses for her without realizing this is basically a case of the pot calling the kettle black, except Luke actually is family. Is what has made me accept that while I will always love my dad, it's not healthy or safe for me and my family to be around him anymore. It hurts to know my son won't have his only remaining bio grandfather in his life, but he has 2 amazing step-grandpas to make up for it. For now, I'm sad, but satisfied with how things have turned out. I don't like to complain about my life, it's a mess, but a beautiful one. I love my fiancé, I love my kids, and I'm lucky enough to love my job. We're happy, I'm not letting anyone ruin that. I hope this is my last update on this story, but I'll keep you posted. And then there were 4 more updates. Okay, update 2. I'll start by probably disappointing a lot of people. We're coming to terms with the fact that it's unlikely stepmother will get anything more than a slap on the wrist. Me and Jane are discussing our next move with our lawyer. Thank God you lawyered up. But we're still not sure how we're going to move forward. It's still too early to tell, so we're not trying to get ahead of ourselves more than we already have. However, I'm relieved to announce that we've started on the process for a restraining order. Using the same evidence, yada yada. Still haven't spoken to the father. Sister is still low contact, but is considering cutting ties. Because my sister is the only one on my side that still talks to him, my father keeps trying to ask her about me, and whether I've calmed down yet. According to her, he's annoyed that half of his family refuses to talk to him, but still doesn't seem to accept why. I told my sister that she doesn't need to keep playing messenger pigeon between us. I never asked her to, and it's clearly taking a toll on her. but she insists that she'll stop when it feels right. Yeah, there's no doubt that she attacked Luke. Yeah, I didn't doubt that. For those who guessed stepmother's younger than my dad, you get an invisible cookie. She's also 5 years younger than his previous girlfriend. They got together when I was around 15. Stepbrother's a month older than me. She turns 50 later this year and had him at 21. Okay. Both our kids are doing mostly okay. Luke's back to running around the house in his Superman costume. He's been having nightmares, a few nightmares in the past week. We don't mention my father around him, but he's still seeing his counselor. Just more updates on, like, stuff that doesn't really matter, honestly. I'm not doing so good, and neither is Jane. She's usually the kind of person who tries to keep her negative emotions to herself, but she cried herself to sleep almost every night the week it happened. It breaks my heart seeing her like that, and I can't help but feel like this is my fault. There's a part of me trying to tell me I had no way of knowing stepmother would do anything like that, but it doesn't really change anything. I allowed my father near my kids unsupervised, even though I knew she'd probably tag along. This is the guiltiest I've ever felt, and I don't think I'll ever forgive myself. In the kindest way possible, knock it off, bro. Like, in the kindest way possible, like, your stepmom's a jackass. What does that have to do? Why are you feeling guilty? And though the wedding is the last thing on our minds right now, we're not postponing it. We considered rescheduling, but the date we settled on is pretty much the only one that works for our guests. We have passwords with all our vendors and gave them clear instructions not to talk to anyone but us. Jane's family is bigger and closer to each other, which is why they're more involved in the wedding. I do have family participating. My sister's one of the bridesmaids, 2 of my cousins are groomsmen, and my mom is walking down the aisle with the wedding party. Going through all this with Jane has made me understand even more just how much I love this woman. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, that wasn't really much of an update, brother. Okay. Update. I saw my father and stepmother for the first time since she attacked my child. I didn't plan on updating again before the wedding, but something pretty huge happened. The good news is we got the restraining order. The bad news is me and Jane had to see both stepmother and my father at the court hearing. This is our first time seeing them since we kicked them out of our house over a month ago, and neither of us were looking forward to it. We left the kids with Jane's brother and sister-in-law, so at least Luke didn't have to see them. The hearing itself went a lot quicker than I expected. I'll give credit where it's due. My father was, at the very least, smart enough to understand there was no way they were winning this. There was a lot of evidence against them. Not only did we have nanny cam footage and Luke's pictures and medical record, but my sister had also gathered every text and email stepmother had sent her and the family about what happened. And stepmother hates speaking on the phone, so there were a lot of those. They didn't even bother to get an attorney for the hearing. Bitch left receipts. The judge granted us a protection order against stepmother. She's not allowed within 500 feet of us or our property anymore. We're changing all our locks this week. You should have done that way sooner, dude. And I'm thinking about changing my phone number as well. I have to admit, the moment we left the courthouse was the safest I'd felt since this whole ordeal started. Jane was close to tearing up with joy when we got to the car. We picked up the kids and went to McDonald's with brother-in-law and his family to celebrate. Hours later, my father called me.
What a celebration.
Honestly, when you're trying to get a restraining order and it goes through, that's something to celebrate.
Oh, I'm talking about the McDonald's.
I mean, where else in the world does a kid want to go to more than a McDonald's?
Only if it has the play place.
Well, to be fair, this post is from like a couple of years ago, so they probably still have
That's
it.
true.
Well, no, this is post-COVID, actually, so I don't think play places really survived the pandemic. Hours later, my father called me. The order doesn't extend to him, so he can still do that. Jane and the kids were in bed, so I answered. I didn't expect him to change his mind and apologize all of a sudden, but decided to give him one last chance. He tried to start some awkward small talk, but I told him to get to the point. He asked me if the order was truly necessary. I stated very clearly that stepmother was never coming near Jane or my children again, and that I was glad I had a restraining order to formalize that. Every excuse he had for stepmother was pretty easy to shut down. But she only hit him once. Yep, that's enough for me. The kids need their grandma. She's not their grandma. My mom is. She's my wife. You need to respect her. She attacked Luke. She disrespected my family in my own house. I don't owe her anything, least of all my respect. Also, okay. Hot take real quick. If you're going to hit somebody's kid, doing it like 10 minutes before they're supposed to get home is crazy. Like, obviously we shouldn't be hitting kids at all. Don't hit kids. Don't do that. Don't smack a kid in the face ever. Don't do that. But if you're going to,
I think it's also crazy to be like, hey, I'm sorry about what happened, but actually, my wife isn't wrong.
It's crazy to sit there and be like the kids need their grandma. First of all, she's not their grandma. Second of all, she's the one who told the kid that he's not her family. What do you mean? What do you mean that's his grandma? She's the one who said he's not part of the family. Also, what do you mean she only hit him once? Like, we're already in agreement that, like, if I ever have a kid, my parents are not going to be allowed, like, I mean, frankly, access to them at all, but especially unsupervised access. You better believe that if one of my parents smacked my kid, I'm sorry, Kim, you'd become a single mother. I'd have to get arrested. I don't think I could. I think I'd have to go, like, full on, like, I used to beat the crap out of people who bullied my friends in elementary school. Ooh. The way that I would become, like, a murderous honey badger if like, any of our parents, like, laid a hand on our kid, I would lose my mind. He then went on a rant about family and how much of a godsend stepmother was. You know how much of a godsend she is, smacking your kid in the sending your kid to the hospital. And everything she'd done for me and my sister since she came into our lives.
Oh, she's so much of a godsend when she tried to kidnap you.
God.
Like, hey, this bitch kidnapped us. Like, she tried to kidnap us. And she smacked my son. I replied by listing every time I could remember about her lying, overstepping a boundary, or acting unhinged around me, my family, or my sister. I brought up both my adult life and my youth. Examples included her attempts to hijack most of our milestones, recently our wedding plans, our son's birth, Jane's baby shower, my sister's college graduation, and her obsession with the idea of a perfect family and her disgusting attitude towards Luke. I also made sure to mention her habits of going through mine and my sister's stuff when we were younger. It's trivial compared to everything else, but this behavior went on until my sister moved out of their house only 3 months ago. We're pretty sure she found out about Jane's wedding dress appointments by reading my sister's planner while she wasn't home, for instance. Some of the memories I mentioned are long and hard to explain, but they did cement the fact that stepmother means nothing to me. He tried to go with the whole she doesn't feel included excuse again, but I shut him up. I told him he'd had the opportunity to protect his grandchildren, but had chosen his monster of a wife instead, and that's enough for me to want nothing to do with him. I hung up without saying goodbye. My sister told me he called her afterwards, and she told him she was going no contact with him as well. I think we're both starting to accept our father won't change. It sucks, but he's made his priorities clear, and his children and grandchildren are not among them. For now, that's it. Unless there's an update. And there's an update. Stepmonster is gone, and I think it's for good. So, just before we get into the rest of this. Woof.
I wasn't expecting all the updates to be so close together.
Yeah, it is a little I mean, so far this is over the course of, like, I think a year or two? But yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy work. I also love, kind of minor, but, like, the response to having a restraining order put against your spouse being, now, was that really necessary? Mind you, the court would not have granted them the restraining order if the judge hadn't deemed it necessary.
I also just can't get over, like, him calling and being like, I'm sorry, but actually, I'm not.
It's like, why'd you call?
I'm sorry, but actually, I don't think anything that happened was wrong.
I'm sorry, except I'm not.
I'm sorry you feel this way.
Ugh. Okay, Stepmonster's gone, and I think it's for good. After being engaged for over 2 years, me and Jane finally got married last Saturday. Oh my gosh, congrats, you guys. We're still getting used to calling each other husband and wife, but we'll get there, hopefully. What an odd thing to say. I mean, you could always just do the thing where you call her your ex-girlfriend, and she's like, wife. The wedding was awesome. The kids had fun, our extended families finally met, and we danced so much I could barely stand the next day. Luke took his ring bearer duties very seriously and held my son's hand as they walked down the aisle. Besides my aunt getting shit-faced and being led out on a wheelchair, which I already thought would happen anyway, everything went according to plan. It's been 4 months since we got the restraining order. Things have been mostly quiet, and I wouldn't have it any other way. Except completely quiet, but we can't always get what we want. I never really worried about stepmother showing up at the wedding, especially after the restraining order. It's literally illegal for her to come close to us, and we made it very clear that if she tried, we'd call the cops right away. My friends still warned me to take safety measures, most of which I did. Stepmother didn't show up, of course, but I'm a strong believer that any money spent on security is well spent, so no regrets on that end. My stepbrother and I wished each other happy birthdays, and he also texted Jane on hers back in June. That's the only contact we've had during these months. He knows that the door's still open if he wants to apologize. My dad has given up on trying to reach me. We haven't spoken since April. He's still trying to talk to my sister for some reason, but she's ignoring him. A few days after she went no contact with him, they had a huge fight over the phone about stepmother's treatment of us over the years. Insults were thrown, sore subjects were brought up, and most importantly, my father took stepmom's side on almost everything. My sister called me crying afterwards. I wanted to call him and yell at him, but she told me not to. She's doing okay now. She hasn't blocked him, but doesn't take his calls or answer his texts. She's only gotten 3, a weak apology, one on my birthday back in May, and a long rant after neither of us wished him a happy Father's Day. After all, despite all of our quote-unquote differences, he's still our father. He's not wrong. I love my father, and I always will, but I just can't be around him anymore. While I've closed that door, I'm not locking it just yet. He knows what he needs to do if he wants his family back. I don't think he'll do it, but if there's the slightest chance he might, I'll consider opening the door an inch or two. This is my wife's suggestion. I'm a lot less optimistic than she is, but maybe it's important to hold on to that hope. She hasn't forgiven him, though, or stepmom. Jane has always been very protective of Luke, so it was no surprise that this disaster shook her. Part of me was scared that she'd blame me, but she called me a dumbass when I told her that. Honestly, Jane is the hero of this fucking story.
Yeah.
Right now, I'm more than happy. I just married the most amazing woman ever. I have the family I always dreamed of. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, now we have edits. My stepbrother called me earlier today. Apparently he and stepmom had a fight and he wants to meet up. I agreed as long as it was just the two of us. We're meeting up for coffee on Wednesday. I have no idea what to expect, but even if he does apologize, I need to know he understands how and why he let us down. Edit number 2, I rescheduled the meetup. With me and Lane leaving for our honeymoon on Friday, I decided that no matter the outcome of my conversation with stepbrother, I didn't want to spend the whole trip thinking about it. He understood, and we're gonna talk when I'm back. Stepbrother update? Stepbrother update! Another stupid introduction, blah, blah, blah. Okay. I first met my stepbrother for coffee back in August. He had a fight with stepmom, and the restraining order was brought up. She'd lied to him about some details, accusing Luke of picking on my baby, bad-mouthing Jane, and more. But this time he managed to force her to tell him the truth. My stepbrother started to reevaluate his relationship with his mother. After talking to his therapist and his friends about it, as well as the way she'd raised him, he finally accepted I wasn't exaggerating about what she did to Luke. He wanted to talk to me back in June, but didn't want to distract me and Jane from the wedding. Me and my stepbrother spent the last 4 months working on rebuilding our relationship. We've been meeting for coffee or lunch and discussing his mother and what she did to our lives and my kids. Jane started joining us in October, and the kids saw him again for the first time 2 weeks ago. Things were awkward between us for a while, but we're good now. He's also making amends with my sister. In early November, he completely cut contact with stepmom. Jane and the kids are doing amazing. Luke turned 5. Our baby will be 2. We're spending the holiday with Jane's family in Brazil, while my stepbrother stays with his girlfriend. Things are great. I'm signing off for now. Come to Brazil! Okay, and that's it.
What a wild ride.
Well, I can't believe they ended it with, and my stepbrother's in Brazil.
No, not his stepbrother. He's going to Brazil to spend time with his in-laws.
Yeah.
Is that what that said?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, huh? Damn.
That's crazy.
Sometimes bitches be crazy.
Real.
It's just like, man, the dad is really doing a lot of work to, like, ruin his own life. It's like...
Yeah.
Well, it's like, I mean, okay, let's be for real, though. If he was okay with the way that she was treating his children throughout their childhoods, he's obviously fine with the way that she would treat his children's children.
Mm.
So there's not really, like, any surprise there.
Dude, the part when he was like, oh, she only hit them once. Like, yeah, she sure did. That's the problem.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Mind you, I don't believe in hitting children at all. But, like, if you are gonna implement, what is that called?
Discipline?
Well, no, it's, like, I don't think capital punishment is the right word. I think that's the death penalty. But, like, you know what I mean? Like, if you're going to, like, implement, like, any sort of like smacking or spanking, you tend to not punch children in the face.
Also, like, that should be up to the parents, not the fucking grandparents.
That is 100% true. Started with kidnapping and now we're here. Okay. On to the next story. Oh, I hope there's no updates on this one, actually. Am I the asshole for bringing up my brother's premature birth at Christmas dinner to get my parents to shut up? What do we think?
Wait,
Based
I
on
don't.
based on title alone, do we think that they're the asshole?
Say probably not.
Premature is in quotation marks.
Yes, it is.
It's an interesting.
It's an interesting specification.
I'm gonna say no.
Okay. So we don't think that they're the asshole.
That's my prediction.
Okay. Kim, do you have a prediction?
Not really.
Okay. I think
No, you need a guess. I think.
okay.
I think you need to guess. Actually,
I think you need to guess.
Wait, you can guess.
I guess maybe not. I don't know.
My gut reaction is that they're not, but I can easily see how they could be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm a nurse practitioner and I'm the primary care provider for a lot of the low-risk maternity cases at the practice where I work. I also work hand in hand with the doctors and midwives to create a healthy maternity, birth, and postpartum situation. My fiancé is completing her residency. We live together and have for a few years now. We aren't in any hurry to get married. We originally had plans to do so a couple years ago, but then we got really busy for 2 years. I thought I was going to say for 2 days.
Got busy for 2 days and we forgot.
It is driving my very religious parents crazy that their youngest son is living in sin. I don't really care. I'm an adult and I do what I want. We're getting married in June. So we're visiting my parents for Christmas. The way it came together this year, everyone is at my parents' house. So that's my folks, my 3 siblings, myself and fiancé, and 7 grandchildren. So 17 people. Get the fuck out of here.
It's like my family. Wow, except worse. Not worse. Mine is worse.
Yeah. But, like, okay, I will just, like, if they just mean that they all went there for Christmas and that's how many were there for Christmas, then that's fine. For a second, I was interpreting it as there were 17 people staying at their house. Like, they were all staying for an extended period of time. And I'm like, I would jump.
Some kind of Home Alone situation.
Yeah. At dinner, my mom starts going on about how she's so glad we're finally getting married and how she won't be embarrassed at church anymore. My dad says how proud he is, one of his 3 older kids who all either waited to get married before moving in together or got married right away after moving in together. My fiancé was getting embarrassed and I was getting mad over this stupid argument we have had way too many times. And a family dinner was the last straw. I asked them repeatedly to just accept that they cannot control how I live my life. I refuse to stay with them when I visit, even when I come alone. Hotels are just easier. So I started talking about a premature baby I had been reading about. Bro, what? It was almost 3 months premature and weighed about 1.6 pounds. It was super strong and healthy for being born so little, and the NICU had high hopes for the baby doing well. My mom and dad both got deer in the headlights looks on their faces. Too bad, should have not fucked around with my fiance's feelings. So I asked about my oldest brother. He was born almost 4 months premature. Is there a chance that we could check out the family album where we keep all the records of family births and stuff? I already knew my brother was over 9 pounds and almost 23 inches long when he was born. My grandmother told me all about the first time my parents tried to shame me. The subject gets changed very fast. After supper, my parents told me I should not try to embarrass them with private things that are not my concern. I told them that if I heard anything about my living arrangements ever again for the rest of my life, I would make sure to keep bringing up the fact that my mom was in her second trimester when they got married. My parents are mad at me. I was like, okay, there it is. I was like, what the hell does this have to do with anything? My parents are mad at me for telling them how to behave in their own home, but my fiance is happy that they seem to be off the subject for good. Am I the asshole? The verdict was not the asshole.
No. God no, they're the fucking assholes. They're trying to like talk shit about your lifestyle, and then like immediately you turn it back on them because it's always that type of shit. It's always like these
Doth
types
are
of folks,
projecting
like,
too hard.
About, yeah, the lady doth depress too protest too much. Like
yeah,
it's like they have like it is projection. Like
Yeah.
it's they're so caught up on the fact that one of their kids is living in sin. Meanwhile, they themselves like did a big sin apparently in their
Dude,
eyes.
I didn't even know that was a fucking sin to like live with your fucking partner before you got married. That's crazy.
yeah, that's a religious
Apparently, it
thing.
fucking is because traditionally you would live with your
Because-
parents or by yourself until especially if you were a woman, you would live with your parents until you were married, and then you would move out and live with your husband.
Yeah, it's weird that they're treating their son in this regard when like this is a thing that is like stemmed of misogyny.
Yeah.
Because like women especially, like the whole thing, it comes with like the passing of the bride from the father to the husband. Of the like, I was my father's property and now I'm your property. So like before like the marriage and passing off part happens, you're technically living with stolen property. It's the weirdest fucking thing, the way to think about a human person. It's also rather odd that they're sitting here. Well, first of all, it's really fucked up to like single out one of your kids and like compare them to like all of the rest of your children just to say how horrible you think that one kid is. That's really weird. But also like, oh no, you're living with your partner and you're not married. Meanwhile, by religious guidelines, by most religious people standards, having a baby, like getting pregnant and having sex before marriage is way worse than just living with a person that you intend on marrying.
Yeah, it's like you guys were like, it sounds like they got married because she was pregnant, and like that happens a lot. That does happen a lot. And that's not a bad thing, but to be like preaching about their bullshit while like that is a thing from their own past is like, come on, man.
I don't want to hear this.
You can take a step back a little bit.
I don't want to hear this from no people who had a shotgun wedding.
I don't want to hear this from second trimester Trina over here.
Yeah, them being like, how dare you bring up our business? It's like, you're bringing up my business.
Yeah.
Fuck you, die.
Crazy fucking word.
Like he had already like talked to his parents about it like multiple times before, being like, shut the fuck up about it.
Genuinely, it is play stupid games, win stupid prizes.
Yeah.
Like, they fucked around and found out. Okay. Oh, okay. So I have read this one before. And it's a little juicy.
Ooh.
Am I the asshole for giving my mother-in-law a fake copy of my house key and exposing her on Christmas dinner? This is from 4 years ago. What do you guys think?
No.
Probably not.
Yeah.
Yeah? Kim,
You think they're the asshole, Kim? That's crazy.
No, I said no. I was yeah. It's agreeing with you guys. Don't fucking do that. Don't do that.
You did that.
I love twisting people's words around.
I love
What
stirring
the
the pot.
fuck?
I love giving that pot a little stir.
I love drama.
They're trying to fucking expose me at Christmas dinner. What the fuck?
I don't expose yourself on Christmas dinner.
I don't wanna.
Kim, why are you doing that?
I'm not.
Okay. I want to preface this by saying that I, a 34-year-old woman, married my husband, 37, a year ago. So when she was 33 and he was 36. Wow, fucking cradle snatcher. His mom is Snoopy and annoying as fuck. I was like, his mom is Snoopy?
Oh my god, I love the peanuts.
Her mom is Snoopy.
His
and
mom is
dad
Snoop Dogg.
Woodstock.
His mom is Snoopy and annoying as fuck. She can't help it. That is just how she is, as my dear in-laws say. My husband and I purchased a new house recently. My mother-in-law kept pushing to get an emergency key. She promised that she would only use it in an emergency, but given the fact that she had the emergency key to our old apartment and walked in on us being intimate twice, but my husband didn't think it was a big deal, I just couldn't trust her, so I sent her a fake key after she kept pushing, and she had a smug look on her face after I hand-delivered it to her. Days have gone by, and on Christmas dinner, mother-in-law angrily, quote-unquote, called me out on the fact I gave her a fake copy of the house key. She shamed me for doing this in front of everyone. But in my defense, I asked her how she found out, and she said days ago when she came over at 4 while my husband and I were out. I reminded her, didn't you promise you wouldn't use it unless there was an emergency? So you tried to get in when there was no emergency, and you broke the promise you made to us. She looked red in the face, and the other family started staring, and some even laughed at her for the face she made. She suddenly got up from her seat and rushed into the kitchen where she had a huge meltdown, so loud the next-door neighbors must have heard. Literally, I've never heard a 60-plus-year-old woman throw a tantrum like that. Needless to say, dinner went awkward, and my husband and his sister were giving me looks. My husband went off on me in the car and said I lied and manipulated and humiliated and exposed his mom, and said he wouldn't have let me get away with it if he had known. We had an argument, and he is demanding I apologize to his mom for my childish behavior and for ruining Christmas dinner for the whole family.
Well, technically, she ruined Christmas dinner because she didn't have to bring it up during Christmas.
You would have to waterboard that out of me. Out of her way to expose herself.
Like, I gave you a test and you failed, and then you said, like, it's my fault for failing the test, that you failed your own test. Like,
Yeah.
Also, like, why would you demand the house key to someone's home and then, like, double down when they express that they were not comfortable with you having access to their home?
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's weird.
yeah, and I think husband's reaction afterwards.
Husband's a weirdo.
Also,
the
like,
husband not caring that they.
Yeah.
The mom walked in on them having sex multiple times, and he doesn't care.
And you think it's not a big deal that your mom is seeing you be intimate with your partner? That's fucking crazy.
There's no updates on that one. But, like, Yeah, that's crazy work. Like, like first you tell me you have a problem with her seeing us bone, and now you're sitting here telling me that you don't want her to just have unfettered access to our house? What's wrong with you, Melissa? Ugh, we hate to see a boy mom
Yeah.
and a
Yeah,
mama's boy.
the ETA she put on too is kind of like.
ETA, so this went off unexpectedly, and I thought I'd show my husband some pretty helpful comments I found here minutes ago. But he got mad at me when he saw it and said I was nuts to talk about his family online. He demanded my phone so he could delete it, but I refused and I went upstairs and into the bedroom. I've never seen him so agitated, and I didn't think he'd react like that, honestly. But thank you guys for your support. Again, there's no update. I mean, that doesn't surprise me at all. I feel like it's one thing to, like, post about something that happened on Reddit, and it's another thing to, like, inform the people you're posting about that you posted about them.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's always, like, a 50-50 toss-up. Because
That's true.
I've seen some stories where the person sees, like, the comments and stuff and is like, okay, I can see how this makes sense and why you, like, went to get a second opinion. More often, however, people are like, you went and posted about me on the internet! How dare you!
I just, like, I understand, like, wanting to keep, like, your affairs private, but also, like, if you're doing that, like, Reddit is such an anonymous place.
It can be, you think so, but there are cases where people, like, have found out, like, if you're not, like, this, I'd say this one's pretty anonymous, but there are some that are, like, pretty specific, and, like, there have been, like, times where, like, the people who the story was about, like, found the post.
Mm.
Like, that's why a lot of people post on throwaway accounts.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think this was a throwaway account. At least they didn't say. Well, actually, it might be. You know what? No, actually, I wouldn't be surprised if it was a, Actually, this might be a throwaway, because their only, like, post that they have made is this post. So it
You have a
actually
bunch of
might be.
comments.
Yeah, but it's all on this post.
Yeah.
Ooh, cat, please stop scraping. Cat.
He blamed the wife for not locking the bedroom door when the mom came in and saw them.
That's fucking wild.
He blamed me one time for not locking the bedroom door, which is something we never do, and the second time for when she walked in on us making out in the living room. He said intimate stuff should happen in the bedroom just to be extra careful about people walking in, aka his mom, and saw no issue with her walking around the apartment like she lived there.
She shouldn't be walking.
Oh, hey, babe, we should only, like, kiss and hold hands, like, in our bed. What if my mom comes into our living room when she wasn't invited?
Like, why are you only putting the blame on your wife? Like, it takes two to tango.
Yeah, you locked the door, Jeremy. Come on, Tom, you locked the fucking door, Buster. It's your mother. Also, how could you possibly blame her for... She would have no means of knowing that your mom likes to walk in on you while you're having sex. Frankly, oh my god, like, if I walked in on anybody having sex, I'd be like, mind you, I already don't love the idea of, like, just come over whenever. It's like, no, please text. Like, even if you're like, hey, I'm gonna stop by, text me that.
Mm-hmm.
Do not just come into my home unannounced. I will, well, to be fair, I'm also kind of like a special case on that, because I've had my home broken into. Like, I was almost like, I feel like every time I drop lore, it's insane. Like, I did fully almost get stabbed by somebody breaking into my home. So I actually think I would really rather not have somebody have unfettered access into my home by any means.
Mm-hmm.
Like, even a relative, honestly. I don't even like the idea of, like, anybody having, like, a spare key to my home.
I can't believe that he would blame her for his mom walking in.
Yeah, most of the comments are just like the husband blaming her for his mom's behavior. That's crazy.
Yeah, dude. I think maybe she should get a divorce.
Maybe. I think so.
Yeah,
I agree with you.
She perhaps should maybe get a divorce.
Maybe. We're not you know, we try not to jump to that, but
I don't know, like if my partner was like, "It's your fault," my mom walked in.
I feel like, yeah, I mean, it's like the fact that his mom walked in isn't divorce worthy, but the fact that like he's like, and it's not even that he's defending the mom. He's like actively blaming the wife.
Yeah, it's like, "Oh, it's your fault because you didn't lock the door. Oh, it's your fault because we were making out in the living room in our own home."
Also, like, why wouldn't she knock? She doesn't live there.
Yeah. Oh, it's
just...
your fault when my mom said it was for emergencies
also,
only, and
okay, what kills me too, right, is that like he's sitting there going like, we can't be making out in the living room, Jessica. My mom will see us.
like,
She walked into your bedroom. She literally let herself into your bedroom while you were railing your wife, Todd.
I'm playing devil's advocate here for like 2 seconds.
Okay, we love a 2-second devil.
Yeah, the 2-second devil. Say your fucking wife did lock the door before you guys started having sex, expecting your mom to come over, which is crazy enough as is.
Frankly, I don't think I'd ever have sex again if I was expecting someone's mother to walk in on me during sex.
Yeah, right? But like, don't you think the mom would like start knocking on the door, on the bedroom door?
That's what I'm saying.
Like, it sounds like the mother would come over and be like, "Oh, they're having sex in there? Knock, 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 knock. What are you guys doing?"
The knocking is honestly scarier, I think. Like someone walking in, whatever. That's a quick shock.
Wait.
That's a quick shock. It doesn't fucking like linger too much. Someone knocking on the door and they're outside is like there's space there.
Counter argument. One of those scenarios involves her seeing both parties buck naked.
Like, it's fucking crazy.
Also, it's
either way, it's fucking crazy. But I think the walking in is less embarrassing to me specifically. I feel.
I would frankly rather die than any relative of mine walking in and seeing me bottoming.
That's fair. That's 100% fair.
I explicitly left my kinks out of the conversation I had with my grandfather, explaining to him what furries are and what like the BDSM community is. I would rather die. And sure, God. Todd and Jessica over here were probably freaking Todd over here probably can't handle anything but vanilla missionary, but like, you know.
It's fucking crazy, like.
You know how it's super normal to get a blowy and then have your mom walk in and like wave and say hi with I hate this man. I hate this man and his freak show of a mother.
I think it's your fault that you didn't lock the door.
Yeah, if you're embarrassed that my mom walked in and saw you with my ding-dong in your mouth, and you're embarrassed by that, that's on you. Fucking wackadoo. Okay, I'm not getting my kid anything for Christmas. My gut reaction is that they're an asshole, probably.
Yeah.
I don't think that this isn't even from Am I the Asshole, but I'm like, I could see this being like a thing where the parent is a butthead. So this does come from True Off My Chest. He's been very kind lately and in a good mood, so I'm hopeful that this was a lesson he needed to learn. He did get gifts from other family members, so he wasn't completely without on Christmas. We have a fairly large family, 4 kids. I love that channel. Our 15-year-old son spent $500-ish on Fortnite skins / whatever without our permission. Oh, never mind, the little brat needs to be punished. What do you mean he spent $500 of his parents' money on Fortnite? Absolutely not.
There's nothing in Fortnite that's worth spending $500 on.
No. You could buy a PS5 with that, dude.
You could buy a PS5 for Fortnite with that.
He will wake up on Christmas with no presents as payment for this. I mean, the Fortnite skins were his present, I guess.
Those are his fucking
helped
presents,
himself.
dude.
Yeah.
It's killing me inside a little since all the other kids will get gifts. But I also think it's an important lesson for him to like, yeah. I would have called my credit card company and been like, please cancel this. Edit. This got more attention than I was expecting, blah blah blah. He's been told not to expect presents from us on Christmas. He thinks we're just threatening that because we are kind of pushovers. This is not make or break money for us. Speak for your fucking self. I'm working on trying to get a refund, but if I don't, it's not going to keep us from eating or paying rent. Speak for your damn self. This seems to be a very divisive topic. Either you think the punishment is fair and deserved, or you think we're absolute assholes for even considering it. I get it, there's not one right answer. I mean, frankly, I think you should have pushed the kid into an active volcano, but, we did have a password for purchases, but he either guessed it or saw one of us inputting it at some time and memorized it. I now
That's even worse.
Yeah, that's because like this is a 15-year-old. Like this is like a criminal act. Because like okay, when we were younger, my cousin, my next oldest cousin, so I was probably like 13 at the time, and he was like 3 years old. But he started making like this was like around the beginning of the time where like, you know, like the just giving kids your phone when you're like, you know, to keep them busy started happening. So he like had games on my aunt's phone that he really liked. So every once in a while, like I think it really only happened once, but like he did one time like make like a $100 like in-app like purchase or something. And she got it disputed right away because it happens all the time. I think it was like Minecraft Mobile or something. But he was the point being is that he was like 3 or 4 years old. This is a 15-year-old person.
Yeah, this is a 15-year-old. They already had a password on for purchases, and like he went out of his way to snoop around and figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Update. I had several one-on-one talks with him before today, so he understood we were serious. He helped me finish shopping for all the other kids and got a stocking with some candy and little things. I still haven't gotten a refund yet, but mysteriously 2 days after this, his Fortnite account was banned. Haven't figured out why or how that happened, but he knows if I do end up getting a refund, he will recoup some of his No,
yeah.
What the fuck did he do on Fortnite? How did he get his Fortnite banned? Do you need an account for Fortnite?
You do need an account for Fortnite, yeah.
I'm not even like worried about that part. Like just the fact that like, because that does show you are a pushover. Like if you get a refund, then he can have a Christmas. No, that's.
I
don't care if you get a refund. He helped himself, and now he doesn't get Christmas, whether you get a refund or not.
Mm-hmm.
Like, kid still needs punishment.
100%.
Yeah.
I'm just like, was he calling people slurs in the lobbies? Like, why is he banned? It would especially suck. It would be kind of like great cosmic karma if he was banned and like can't use anything he spent the money on.
Yeah.
Okay. Another one from Am I the Asshole, which this one ended up on Am I the Devil? Am I the asshole for telling mother-in-law that this will be the last holiday we spend with her if she keeps inviting sister-in-law? My husband and I have 3 kids under 5. Why? Okay. Not in my worst nightmares. He has a sister we have been no contact with for almost a decade. She's a spoiled brat, honestly, and when she didn't get her way, tried to start problems with my brother and accuse him of things, so we cut her off. Why would your husband's sister be blaming your brother? That's weird. We still see her at family events because everyone still talks to her. It was rough for me for a while to go to events with my husband, seeing how everyone was so close to her, despite my husband and I telling everyone what she did. It really hurt me that his entire family just took her aside. I thought after they heard what she did, they would see what a toxic person she is. But if they still have to choose to have her in their lives, there's nothing I can do about it. Usually we just ignore each other. I've made it clear to mother-in-law that sister-in-law is not to go anywhere near our children or speak to them. Yesterday we went to mother-in-law's for Easter. We knew sister-in-law would be there and did our normal routine of completely ignoring each other. There are 5 other kids in the family, all children of husband's cousins. Sister-in-law made each of them Easter baskets and made a big show of giving them to each kid in front of my kids. Of course, nothing for my kids. My kids were so upset they didn't get anything from her. They don't know who she is. We tell them she's grandma's mean friend and to stay away from her. This for me was the last straw. Now she's actively trying to make my kids feel bad, making sure they feel left out. I'm sure she planned this for that purpose alone. She's not gonna buy shit for your kids. We left right after dinner with our very upset children. I didn't want to fight with family in front of the kids, so I waited until this morning to call mother-in-law. I asked her if she thought it was okay what sister-in-law pulled yesterday. She claimed to have no idea what I was talking about. When I brought up the Easter basket, she tried to justify it by saying that sister-in-law is close to her cousin's kids, so of course she'll make them Easter baskets, and it had nothing to do with my kids. Once again, condoning her toxic behavior. I told mother-in-law plain and simple this was the last straw, and the fact that she was justifying it made it worse. I told her we would no longer be attending any event sister-in-law is at, so the ball's in her court. She told me I was being ridiculous and the Easter baskets had nothing to do with me and my kids. She told me she'd still be inviting sister-in-law, and it was up to us what we wanted to do. Before I hung up, I told her to think about if her toxic daughter is worth the relationship with her grandchildren, and hung up. My brother and his wife think I'm totally in the right and just looking out for my kids. But my friend told me to let it go because I'm causing tense situations, and my kid will suffer and miss out on family. I don't want sister-in-law near them when she will keep pulling this crap to try and make my kids feel bad. I'm sure other mothers will see where I'm coming from. I think OP kind of sucks. Well, yeah, it is Am I the Devil, so that does make sense. The original post was removed by Reddit. But I want to see if there's any comment. Okay. Because, yeah, she doesn't explain what happened between her sister-in-law and her brother. So we don't know, from that post alone, we don't know what the sister-in-law even did. So without, like, explaining to us what she did and why she's so evil and awful, like, you're no contact with her. but you expect her to buy your children who you've explicitly made clear are not to have any engagement with this woman, and yet you expect this woman to buy your children gifts? That's weird.
Hooray.
Okay, so here's the top comment. I'm guessing that they got this as part of a sort of update or other comment that we don't have access to. Your married brother texted your sister-in-law and told her to come over while his wife was away. She called him out for being creepy, which he was. You brush off his bad behavior as it's just how he jokes, and go no contact with her, but expect her to buy gifts for your children, whom she otherwise has no relationship with. Yeah. Oh. Is this the same OP that posted a similar rant a few weeks ago and forgot to include that her brother is a teacher and was texting her sister-in-law quote-unquote jokes when she was underage?
Who is to say?
And all of their posts have been deleted. Suspicious.
Damn.
Also, I'm sorry, if your brother's a pedophile, I don't think it's the sister-in-law that you don't want near your kids. Yeah, I don't know if there's much more to that other than she's a weird hypocrite.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Am I the asshole for ruining my family's New Year's Eve by refusing to, quote-unquote, join the fun because I didn't want to be the designated driver again? So this is from last New Year's. Hey Reddit, I, 26-year-old girl, or 26-year-old woman, need some serious perspective. I'm starting to think I might be the asshole, but I still feel like I'm in the right. Lol. Every New Year's Eve, my family has a big party at my aunt and uncle's house, and every year, without fail, I end up being the designated driver. Don't get me wrong, I love my family, but it's starting to bug me. It's been like this since I was 19, even before I was legally allowed to drink. I don't drink much, maybe a glass of wine or a beer, but I don't get plastered. I'm fine with driving people home if they need it, but for the past few years, everyone expects me not to drink so I can drive them back. Every year, it's the same, oh, can you drive? You're not drinking anyway. I always say yes because I don't want to let anyone down. Fast forward to this New Year's Eve. I told my family ahead of time I wasn't going to be the DD anymore. I just wanted to enjoy the night, have a couple drinks, and not be responsible for getting everyone home. I even told my cousin, who usually gets really sloshed, that I wasn't driving this year, and she was fine with it. When I got to the party, it was the usual chaos. People were drinking, laughing, and having a good time. I was enjoying myself, but around 11, my cousin came over and asked if I was ready to drive everyone home. I reminded her I'm not driving tonight. I'm here to enjoy the party. She looked at me like I was crazy and said, come on, you always drive. Don't be a bitch. Which, like, what the fuck? I tried to explain calmly that I was not being a bitch, just that I wasn't going to be the chauffeur anymore. Then my aunt overheard and pulled me aside. She lectured me saying, we all agreed last year you'd be driving. You know how much we rely on you. Everyone else is too tipsy and Ubering is so unsafe. Just drive this one time for the family. You know how Ubering is so dangerous and having a drunk person drive you is safe?
Yeah.
Like, it's fucking crazy. We all agreed. We didn't tell you, but we all agreed last year.
We all had a meeting that you were not at and we're not invited to and we're not informed about, but we told everybody that you were going to drive.
We have decided this for you.
And then the fucking cousin who she's like, I told you I wasn't driving, and they're just sitting there being like, oh, I didn't take you seriously. Girl, what?
Yeah, at the family meeting, we agreed.
Yeah, at the family meeting. You're gonna just ignore the family meeting that we didn't invite you to? I felt a ton of pressure but refused. I told her I'm not their chauffeur and wasn't going to do it again just because no one else could figure out their own ride. My aunt got upset, saying I was being selfish and that we're family. She said I'm the only one who doesn't get too drunk, so it makes sense for me to help out. I told her I already had 3 beers, so I wasn't even legally supposed to drive myself. That's when I snapped. I told them it's not my job to be the DD every year just because I'm the only one who doesn't get blackout drunk. They needed to figure out their own rides this time. Then I got up and left. I felt bad walking out, but I didn't want to be a doormat anymore. I spent the rest of my New Year's Eve at home watching Netflix and eating leftover pasta with my boyfriend. My family texted me calling me dramatic and selfish and saying I ruined the night. They said I was being super sensitive and that everyone was disappointed in me. Everyone's demanding an apology out of me even now. By the way, I got home perfectly safe by Uber, but anyways, Reddit, am I the asshole? And then
fucking stupid.
there's a comment, the top comment, which said, not the asshole, your family's gross. Why didn't your boyfriend spend New Year's Eve with you? Which is a weird comment, because she literally said she spent the rest of New Year's Eve with him.
Yeah.
But OP explains, he's a nurse and had a shift that cut into the party. He could have potentially come, but he was exhausted and wanted to go straight home and take a shower while he waited for me to get back. Another reason I didn't want to be the DD. I didn't want to stay out too late because I wanted to see my boyfriend. There.
Yeah.
Also, just like, it's weird to like as an entire family, it's weird to rely on a single person to drive you.
Yeah, for sure.
Presumably, you all live in different homes.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you live in the same town, that's not a reasonable ask.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy. And like, she doesn't like mention how big her family is, but like if it was like something like mine, even and my family like lives all over the fucking place, but even if they didn't, my car is not gonna fit enough people for like everyone. And it's like, do you expect me to drive
back and forth and
to
back and forth?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy freaking work.
We all agreed that you're the designated driver always.
Yeah, we agreed.
We all decided.
The rest of us agreed.
We already had this conversation without you. Why are you acting so unreasonable? Ma'am.
Oh, the call that you gave us, the warning you gave us ahead of time, that doesn't exist. we agreed last year.
It's weird because like she was saying that the cousin that she told was like okay, heard. And then at the party is like, it's really weird when people have the nerve to be like, yeah, I know you told me this thing, but I thought you were kidding.
I thought you were doing a bit.
And it's like,
I thought we were going hee hee ha ha's.
And it's like, no.
Didn't know you were for like for cereal and stuff.
People are so odd.
Didn't realize you were for realsies.
We thought you were just having a bit of a giggle, a bit of a gaff.
Dude, you having a bit of having a bit of a laugh.
And it's like, sure, I can understand not wanting to get into an Uber. Like, if that's not your thing, then I get it, you know?
Yeah.
That can't be somebody else's responsibility, though.
God, no.
What, like,
Yeah.
if this is a thing that happens okay, hear me out. If it's like tradition in their family to have like a New Year's thing every single year, and there's like a lot of people, and they all get blackout drunk, why don't they like join together and like get an Airbnb?
I think they have it at the aunt's house, so like just fucking stay the night at your aunt's house.
I mean, we don't know how big the place is, and I can understand
That's
like
true.
not wanting to like, you know, I can understand not wanting like to have a bunch of people over at your place overnight, and we don't know how big it is or the family. But like, again, an easy solution if you don't want to drive the day of, like, go to, like, again, either have everybody stay there and have them clean the place up after, whatever, or I don't know, maybe have like take turns. Like, how about it could be like a thing where like on Christmas you all draw straws, and then whoever gets
like at least like
switch it
discuss
up.
too.
Well,
Like
take turns, damn it.
like take turns or discuss. Like don't just assume like every fucking year.
Mm-hmm.
Like just because she did it like 1 year or even 2 years, 3 years in a row, you
Well,
shouldn't assume.
Also, they were like making her do this like before she could even drink. And then once
Yeah.
she could drink, they just kept her going.
You know what they
Yeah.
say about assuming? It makes an ass
To
out of
give you and me.
Whoa.
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 Yeah.
Okay. So this was posted in Mildly Infuriating 2 weeks ago. This one's a bit of a shorter one. Thank God. I got uninvited to a friend's holiday potluck while I was on my way to it. I would go ballistic.
Okay.
I was invited to
Oh, Marie, wanna come to my potluck? Oh, you're on your way over here? Don't come.
Look, the only like I'm not saying there's no scenario where that can't be reasonable. Like if it's like, "Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I know everyone's probably on their way, but there was like an emergency." I have a funny
Doesn't sound like
feeling
it's
that
gonna
this
be
isn't
like
that. I was invited to a potluck hosted by a friend and was told that it was happening 3 weeks in advance. The day of the dinner, my mom and I cooked some food. Your mom helped them cook. I texted my friend a heads up that I was on my way to theirs. They replied saying that the dinner location was changed to a different friend's house in the next city over about 20 miles away. Okay, that's a change in plans. I started driving towards the city and asked for the address. They said everyone was already there and that there wasn't enough room for me. I tried following up, but I didn't hear anything else from them afterwards, and I didn't want to make a scene by texting other people that were there, as most were friend adjacent for me. I cut my losses, turned around, and went home. I got an apology by text a couple of days afterwards, but I felt like a rug got pulled out from under me. Super frustrating situation all around. Edit. Yes, the food in the photo was that my mom and I cooked lumpia and pancit, I think. No, I'm not AI. As for the friend, I'm planning on cutting contact with her. And then we do have a pic of the food. Which, that looks fucking delicious.
Oh,
Why
yeah.
is it mildly infuriating? I would be so fucking mad.
I mean, maybe it was only mildly infuriating because at least she got to take this home and eat it.
So true, dude. So true, actually.
Like-
you know what? That's real shit. That's real shit. If I got to eat that, I would be fucking psyched. Those
Sorry for
fucking
those who
noodles
can't
and those
see the
spring rolls
pictures.
there.
'Cause-
Oh my god, that looks so good.
Yeah, lumpia
Sorry.
is an Indonesian or Filipino, which I don't want the AI review. It's a traditional Filipino spring roll. And then pancit is also Filipino. It's Filipino noodles. So she brought this like bomb-ass looking Filipino food.
That looked good as fuck, dude.
And her mom, I hope she went and was like, "Hey mom, can you come back over and we'll have a dinner date or something?" Her mom helped her cook that.
Mm-hmm.
It's one thing to disrespect OP, but you disrespected her mother.
They had the fucking sweet chili sauce for dipping and shit.
Yeah.
Oh,
Why did you
That's
wait
so
until
fucking
like
good.
OP was like, "Hey, I'm on my way," to be like, "Hey, the location changed."
Well, oh yeah, okay.
Like-
So what do we think happened? Do we think that like I don't know, because
But,
she
like-
was like, everybody else is already here, and
The way that it feels, especially
Mhm.
with it being like 20 miles away from the original location, which is
why wouldn't she why did she wait for her to contact her about that? Like, it's clear that she didn't want her there the whole time.
yeah.
Which why would you invite
Like-
her then?
Like I think maybe at best, like maybe somebody else was like, "Oh, you invited OP. I don't want to deal with that," and
Yeah.
like they like tried to do this roundabout way of uninviting her.
Yeah, I agree.
'Cause, like-
I think it's I feel like it's I don't know. I don't think it has to be one of the other guests, but I think that's a really good guess.
Like, it's just like it's so crazy because like it's so obvious too. Because it's like, how are you gonna change the location to 20 miles away? Wait for me to contact you about it because at that point you would feel like, oh, because any normal person would be like, oh, okay, it's 20 miles away. I'm not gonna go anymore. And I think that's what they were expecting. So then when
Yeah.
OP was like, what's the address? They're like, oh shit, I gotta come up with something else now.
Which that also just kind of goes to show how like chill OP is.
Yeah.
Because she's just like, oh, okay, I guess they changed the address, and you said it's 20 miles away. Okay, where it at? I still want to share this bomb food.
Like,
OP's one of the
definitely does
real
not
ones.
deserve
Like,
that, yeah.
literally, honestly, I'd look at that and be like, I don't know what, like, beef they have with this other person, but, like, I feel like this is undeserved. I think I'd have to look at the person who's causing the drama and be like, what's your problem with them? They're, like, cool as hell.
I'm glad like OP's cutting contact with that friend too.
Yeah, that's not a
it's like-
friend.
Mm-hmm.
That's a rude ass bitch. That food looks so good though.
I keep fucking looking back at it and being like, that looked so good. Oh my god. I'm hungry now.
Okay. So this was on Today I Fucked Up. This was from 7 years ago. This is a pretty famous one too. Today I fucked up by buying everyone an Ancestry DNA kit and ruining Christmas. Earlier this year, Ancestry DNA had a sale on their kit. I thought it'd be a great gift idea, so I bought 6 of them for Christmas presents. We want to document this whole ass family. Today, my family got together to exchange presents for our Christmas Eve tradition. I gave my mom, dad, brother, and 2 sisters each a kit. As soon as everybody opened their gift at the same time, my mom started freaking out. She told us how she didn't want us taking them because they had unsafe chemicals. We explained to her how there were actually no chemicals, but we could tell that she was still flustered. Later, she started trying to convince us that only one of us kids needs to take it since we all have the same results, and to resell the extra kits to save money. Fast forward, our parents have been fighting upstairs for the past hour, and we are downstairs trying to figure out who has a different dad. TLDR, I bought everyone in my family Ancestry DNA kit for Christmas. My mom started freaking. Now our parents are fighting. My dad might not be my dad. Okay.
That's so fucking funny. What a funny way to find out.
Update. Thank you so much for the love and support. My sister's brother and I have not yet decided if we're taking the test. No matter what the results are, we still love each other, and our parents no matter what. Update 2. Christmas isn't ruined. My FU actually turned into a Christmas miracle. Turns out my sister's father passed away shortly after she was born. A good friend of my mom's was able to help her through the darkest time in her life, and they went on to fall in love and create the rest of our family. They never told us because of how hard it was for my mom. Last night, she was strong enough to share stories and photos with us for the first time, and it truly brought us even closer together as a family. This is a Christmas we'll never forget, and yes, we're all excited to get our test results. P.S. Sorry my mom isn't a whore. No, you're not my daddy. I hate to
Why
be
would the parents go upstairs and fight about that?
Okay. I have 2 things to say here. First one, I was gonna say, I'm gently calling bullshit. Second of all, I can see a scenario where, okay, if this is the truth, right, and this is actually what happened, and the mom's not lying, then I can see 2 situations. I could see either where the mom doesn't want to talk about it because she's like very upset and like sad about this person passing away and didn't want to have to like reconfront those, like, that trauma. Or alternatively, the dad is very insecure about it and he doesn't want the family to know. Because, like, there do be people out there very insecure about their blood relations. However, the juicier part of me that craves drama and violence is like, I feel like she cheated. Why would you get that tweaked? Why would you get that tweaked about it?
Yeah, it's like them like going upstairs and fighting about it, but like
For like
kind
an
of just like
hour.
what is there to fight about if it's not cheating?
Why are we so angry? Why are we so angry, Martha? I don't trust this woman. I'm gonna be so for real. I just don't trust her. Okay. I made my boss over 1.5 million in commission over 2 years, while I made 45K a year. For Christmas, he got me a $25 gift card to a movie theater chain that I would have to drive to another state to even use. When I put in my 2-week notice, he called legal on me while I sat in his office. This was 4 years ago in the subreddit anti-work. I worked my ass off for this man, essentially running his entire book of business for him. For Christmas, he got me a $25 AMC gift card. The closest AMC theater is 1.5 hours away in another state. That pissed me off and made me start looking for other jobs. I genuinely cared about my job and the account, so I waited to accept a job offer until I had trained someone else to do my job. When the time came, I met him in his office and told him that I accepted another job offer and that I was putting in my notice, but not to worry because I already have someone trained. When I told him that I accepted a position with another company in our field, but would not be doing the same thing so it wouldn't violate my non-compete, he called our chief legal office on speakerphone while I sat there. The CLO tells me that I cannot even mop floors at a company in our field for at least a year. The CLO adds HR to the call, and HR tells me that since I won't be pursuing my new job, they're going to let me work 2 more weeks to make sure the handoff goes smoothly. And then I will be fired for looking for other jobs.
What?
They asked me for more details as to what I would be doing at my new job, and I told them I wasn't going to discuss it. After I left, the CLO of this company, a company who brings in $6 billion a year in revenue, called me randomly for the next few weeks trying to intimidate me. They even started contacting my new employer. Luckily, I don't work for a shitty company now, and the CEO got involved and told them that they would be ready to fight this in court. They stopped contacting me after that, which meant they never even planned on taking me to court. They just wanted to scare me into quitting my new job. Fuck companies like this, we don't have to put up with this shit anymore. Blah 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 blah. Oh, they named the company!
Yo.
Fuck you, Total Quality Logistics. You only have a 3.3 rating on Google reviews.
Fucking love corporate slander, bro.
They're afraid. Hey, it's only slander if it's incorrect.
This is true. This is true.
It's a freight broker chain. What? It's not even like anything like major. Okay.
Not anything cool.
I'm like, what's the, like, what competition?
Somebody who does freight broking more, and again.
Edit, this was 3 years ago. I'm with the same company that I left my previous job for, and they have given me the budget to start a division of the company that directly competes with my previous employer. I still have that
Incredible.
AMC gift card too. I'll go ahead and address some of the questions I keep getting asked. Why did you stay if you were so underpaid for your performance? Because I was fresh out of college and dumb. Fair. Why did you tell them where you were going? Because I was fresh out of college and dumb. Why did you even give them 2-week notice? Why didn't you walk out? Because the people who I actually cared about at the job would be the ones who felt the effects more than my manager. He also probably wasn't expecting them to react the way they did. And, like, I feel like most people desire leaving their places of employment on good terms, even if you hate the job. Because, like, you do be needing references.
Yeah.
Which, unfortunately, I highly doubt that anybody at that job would be references for them.
It's okay. They're still with their same job they left for.
Yeah.
And
like, I mean, references aren't end all be all, but like, it's also, you know, because like, there's such thing as rehireability in companies where, like, I mean, if frankly, okay, so when another person does contact one of your previous employers, all they are legally allowed to ask is if you are rehireable. That's like legally all you, like, they can't ask like what kind of job you did, they can't ask like how you performed, like they can't ask for any specifics. All they can ask is if your company would be willing to hire them again in the future. Which it sounds like this company is a no. Unfortunately.
to no fault of the OP.
Leave my mans alone. He made this company so much money.
No, it's crazy to be like, oh, we're gonna like pretend to sue you, but then like to like get you to stay. But after we get you to stay, we're gonna fire you because fuck you.
Because we hate you. Yeah, I don't know what their end goal was there.
Yeah,
Their
it's
end
like-
goal was to scare them into staying with the company.
yeah, but then they said they were gonna fire him. So like, what was their plan after that?
Yeah, frankly, if a company tells you they're planning on firing you, it's just kind of normal to like look for a new job. Also, not controversial at all. Any company that makes you sign like a non-compete clause is evil. Especially if you're like in a specialized field. Like like if I got my degree and they were like, you can't work in anything that has to do with that degree, what the fuck do you expect me to do then?
They expect you to stay. They expect you to stay. They're like, you can
expect you to
only
die.
ever work for us. We expect you to work for us or die, pretty much.
mean, they probably would have like been more than happy to keep working there if like you paid them a living wage and weren't evil.
Yeah, literally.
If you didn't like fucking give them a AMC gift card for something that was over
honestly,
an hour
that
and a
was
half
their
away.
breaking point.
Give them a fucking Walmart gift card, dude. What the fuck?
Give them a Christmas bonus, dude.
Yeah.
Like, y'all are crazy.
Give them something. Give them a fucking gift card for something that isn't like
In another
a million
state.
miles away. Yeah, like Jesus. Feels like a fucking brainer, but
Bosses really do be having audacity that they have no right to have.
Dude, even if it was like
Yeah.
still in the same state, but like I could only use it an hour and a half away, I'd still be pissed. What do you mean I have to go an hour and a half away to use this?
I have to go to another state for this crap. To watch a movie that I could pull up on the internet. We love it. We love employers. I love this guy's employers. Okay. My husband is ruining Christmas for me again. We love a bad husband.
Again is crazy.
This was on the subreddit
Fucking
Mom It.
again.
You know, like, what am I thinking of? Who are those clay animation guys?
Gromit?
Yeah.
Wallace and Gromit?
Yeah. So, Wallace and Mom It. This is from a year ago. My husband has always been kind of a Grinch at worst and indifferent at best about Christmas. We have 2 kids, almost 4 and 2, and another on the way. Oh my gosh. I couldn't imagine having 3. What is up with all these people having multiple children under the age of 5? You're gonna have 3 kids,
God.
5 and under? No. Last year, I admittedly took on too much between hosting a friend's Christmas with another family, cooking elaborate meals, making travel plans, etc., and it burned me out. You had a 1-year-old and a 3-year-old, you crazy lady. On top of all that, my husband's sour attitude about it, while not offering to help or giving alternative ideas for making the holidays enjoyable for everyone, made everything harder for me. I've always consulted him about what he thinks about gifts for the kids, holiday plans, and he pretty much always has a go-with-the-flow response about everything. This year, we aren't traveling or hosting anything. I was very intentional about not going overboard with gifts and trying to collaborate with my husband as I made a list of gifts to buy them and looked for sales. I don't expect anything from him for the holidays, but I still invite him in and ask his opinion. I don't mind, but I did tell him this year I don't want to fill my own stocking. The bar is on the freaking floor. I even sent him exact links of things I'd like as gifts to take the guesswork out of it for him. He did manage to order the items I sent him the links for, and they've been sitting in our closet or around our house in their shopping boxes for weeks. Meanwhile, I've thought so hard about what he would want for Christmas this year. I got him a really sentimental gift, some clothes he needed, and was going to surprise him with 2 nights away by himself at a hotel to sleep and decompress. I hate men. I don't expect the same level of thoughtfulness from him, but I do resent that he puts in absolutely 0 thoughts into gifts for me. Last night, I asked him if he was going to wrap the gifts he got me, and he acted like he never thought of that before. He talked about how busy he's been, so out of touch considering I researched, planned, bought, and wrapped all of his gifts under the tree, not to mention every other thing that goes into the holidays. He then asked me if we have any wrapping paper left, which he could easily check himself as he knows where all the gift wrapping stuff is. I told him I don't know what we have left, and he could check himself. Fast forward to today, he asks me what day Christmas is this week. I was definitely annoyed with his stupid questions by this point, but instead of showing that, I calmly told him asking me these questions adds to my mental load on top of bearing almost all responsibility for the holidays outside of purchasing the linked items I sent him. He gets defensive and tries to shift the topic to how overboard I've gone for Christmas and how much I overspent. Keep in mind, I invited him in on the whole process and was very transparent about everything. He's been saying what a great job I've been doing with our kids' gifts for weeks. Now that they're all wrapped under the tree, except the last few gifts which are from Santa, he wants to bring up his concerns about how much money I spent on Christmas. It's like he does nothing to contribute and then wants to shit on the job I did. I not only was really intentional with our gifts, with our kids' gifts, but for the gifts I planned for him as well. So it just made me feel unappreciated. This could have all been avoided if he just apologized for asking me where the wrapping paper is and when Christmas is. Becky, I don't think that's your problem. I don't think that's the worst thing this guy is doing. We've been arguing on and off all day, and I just feel sad. I'm sad that I try so hard for everyone in my family, and my husband treats holidays and occasions like a burden. I told him he can handle everything for Christmas next year and just tell me where to be and when, and he said I'm threatening to make his life harder. Ah, so you acknowledge that her life is hard. And yet you participate. You are very intelligent. I'm just over the man-child shenanigans on top of all the other effort I've put in. So this man needs to be thrown off of a cliff is what I'm hearing. That's what I'm getting. She was gonna have him stay in a hotel for multiple nights while she's alone with multiple children under the age of 5. This woman's a saint. A little
You know
dumb.
what it sounds
but
like?
Yeah.
Malicious incompetence.
Oh yeah, 100%. 100,000%. Like, I mean, he sounds stupid. Like, he just sounds unintelligent.
Like, why do you have to ask your wife these things instead of, like, looking up yourself? Like, dude, just Google on your phone, when is Christmas? Like,
It's just that easy.
why are you asking your wife when you could just look it up?
Yeah, leave my girl alone, dude. I know, it really is like, it's one of those guys who very clearly is like, oh, she just does everything. So, like, yeah, being like, oh, where's the stuff?
He didn't ask, like, where the stuff is. He just, like, asked, like, oh, do we have any left? Which, I can understand both perspectives there. Like, if I would like to know, like, oh, do I want to go to the closet or do I need to go to my car to, like, buy more things?
Yeah.
But, like, I can understand, like, her being like, I'm already overloaded, like, just go check yourself.
You know this man leaves all of the childcare to her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If he can't be bothered to, like, check the phone for when the 25th is, I don't think he's changing diapers.
Yeah, like, I can't get behind, like, him being like, what day is Christmas on? Like, just fucking look it up.
Dang, and we were expecting you to get behind that. Dang it. Yeah, no, he's being the okay. There are others, but I think I don't know, do we want to leave that there?
I'm down.
I think
Whatever.
that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's fine.
And we only had one story where the person was the asshole.
I mean, we had multiple stories where people sucked.
Yo, no, I meant like the poster.
Well, and that was because, well, there's a good reason for that. A lot of people who end up being the jerk end up either deleting or getting their post deleted.
True.
Which is why we love the Wayback Machine. Everyone say thank you, Wayback Machine.
Oh,
Thank you, Wayback
You're
Machine.
so miracle.
We couldn't do anything without you, Wayback Machine. Well, with that, everybody have a Merry Christmas.
Christmas is gone. How about the day?
That's true.
Have a merry yesterday.
Have a Merry yesterday. I think
Hey, bud.
Hey, bud.
Merry yesterday.
I meant to say I hope you had a Merry Christmas and that you have a good New Year's.
Happy holidays and whatnot.
Happy hollered days. And yeah,
Happy woke holidays.
happy wokeness.
Happy wokeness and a merry and a happy new year.
Oh, good. Congratulations. And yeah, I know Kim and I have Pokemon Ranger tomorrow. Might be the finale.
Ah.
I don't know.
We'll see.
We'll see.
Might have an ocean joining you.
I don't know. She never said anything about that.
She never said anything. She might be there.
We'll see.
Maybe. She's welcome. Everyone is welcome.
I'm gonna be out of the house
Everyone
all
is
day tomorrow.
welcome.
Wow, you're not even gonna watch my Pokemon Ranger finale?
I would if I was home. But I'm gonna be out of the house all day tomorrow.
Damn.
Well, then you have to watch the VOD and then tell us that you watched the VOD.
But yeah, other than that, I'll get next week's schedule out sometime soon. Hope people can make it to tomorrow. But otherwise, have a good night. Bye chat, bye stream.
Bye,
Bye,
chat,
chat, bye,
bye,
stream.
stream.